With summer winding down, it's time for one last trip before the fall wheeling season hits. It's off to Jasper once again, but before we hit the trailhead, we're going to make a quick pit stop first. We're going to check out the Alberta Outdoor Adventure Expo. I've never gone to this expo, so I really didn't know what to expect. The last time I was at anything of a sort was at an RC rock crawling festival known as Axial Fest. With 10 years of pedigree behind it, Axial Fest was absolutely huge at the time. The host resort near Lake Tahoe, Nevada was filled to capacity with nearly 2,000 RC enthusiasts. Turns out our little expo up here is quite a bit like the Toy Truck Festival in the States, just the toys are a bit bigger here. The Alberta Expo had just a little bit of everything. Yeti. Preppers, who may or may not have skipped their meds today. A few mechanical shops, and lots of overlanding outfitters. There was even a man tracker. The packed 4-day schedule brought in not only day trippers like myself, but also people looking to make a weekend out of it.
Whether you hike, you bike, overland, 4x4, everyone kind of shares the same space, but they never really connect. This gives them an opportunity to come together, to connect, to meet new people, get new experiences, and see some of the cool new gear that's out there. There's some cool stuff out there.
These rugged overlanding trailers were next level. I particularly liked the mother-in-law suite on this one. This is the third year for the expo, and looks like it's another success. But how did this all start?
So Dave, he's another YouTube channel that I collaborate with a lot. Him and I used to go out a lot. We did something called the Four Corners Expedition, where we traveled the four corners of Alberta, trying to do it all back roads and just, explore Alberta in a way that we've never seen it before. The next year we're like, what are we going to do to top that, right? Like that was pretty cool. So we came up with the expo as it was for its first year. We planned it in 3 months, which is super short, and pulled it off. And then COVID hit. So outdoor restrictions hit Friday night of the expo. And we're like, indoor restrictions. And we're like, okay, we're okay. We don't have 50 people in any indoor settings, and it's outdoor, so we're good. And then the following week after that, that's when the outdoor restrictions hit. So we just kind of snuck it in there, and it was an absolutely amazing success. We had so many people here. It was so much fun. Everyone wanted to get outside. It was like, okay, we're done being cooped up. So that was the first year, and then we've just been going ever since.
To keep the little ones from getting bored while their dads check out the big boy toys, Trailhead Garage had a rock painting event, which was a hit with my daughter Ray.
Brought me here involuntarily.
The expo really wasn't her thing though. I'd better get her onto a trail before things get ugly. Brule Lake and the accompanying public land use zone are nestled right between Hinton and Jasper, Alberta. It's a bit off the beaten path though, just the way I like it. The trail system is quite intricate, which is a big draw for the ATVs and wheelers alike. After a nice and quick air down to 10 psi, we were off on a solo exploration adventure of sorts. Alright, well here we are once again, wheeling. This time not with my wife, but with Ray. Hi Ray.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
So today we're taking an adventure, a solo adventure, to Brule, or Brule, I'm not sure how it's actually pronounced.
Brûlé.
And I'm not the biggest fan of soloing, to be honest. I always like going with, at least one other person. In case something happens, you need with something, it's always nice to have somebody else, but at the end of the day, my rig's pretty capable. I'm not overly concerned about anything of the sort. So we're gonna, again, see if we can make it down to the lake and have some good times down there. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of doing trails alone. But the trails here at Brule are about as easy as they get. It started out with a small maze of Forest Service style roads. I mapped out my route, which would take what looked like the scenic route down to the lake. We'll be dropping about 700 feet, so there will be just a bit of hill climbing and descending before the day is done. The route led us down gradually narrowing roads. Like most Alberta trails, this one had a little bit of everything, especially mud. The closer to the lake we got, the less the roads looked like roads. They were starting to look more and more like trails, which was a good thing, a very good thing. As I mentioned, the trail system here is very intricate, and it's really easy to take a wrong turn.
Hopefully it's not like the one in Jurassic Park where the dude spun it. That sign is misleading.
Well, we can't go by signs, we're going by the map.
Lies. Deceptions.
Every day more lies. As was the case in BC, I once again ignored my mapping app and took a little unplanned detour of sorts. This is very easy to do here. We were once again on the right path and we're heading down to the lake. The trail started to really narrow now, and there was something so familiar about this place.
Exhaust port is marked and locked in.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. It reminds me of the trench run from Star Wars. Or would it be more like Beggars Canyon? Oh look, a womp rat.
Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target. Loosen up!
So we're actually under the ground here.
How long do you think it took to dig this up?
Years. Due to the high sand content in the area, erosion and vehicular use have carved out this section of the trail. With only 6 inches on either side of the mirrors, it was a tight fit for my Jeep. The steep descent, coupled with off-camber turns, as well as the kilometer-long trench, made this a very fun and one of the most unique obstacles I've ever wheeled on.
Oh wow. There's an abandoned pool noodle. At least I think that's a...
While my teenage daughter was absolutely fascinated with the thought of a pool noodle being left behind here, I was more captivated by the mountain view. Now that the excitement of the pool noodle is worn off, it's time to check out the rest of this beach. I had always heard what a popular destination the dunes here are for ATVs. After seeing it in person, I can understand why. The beach along Brule Lake stretches for approximately 6.3 kilometers, so there's lots of room to explore, and this would make for a great camping spot in the summer months. We found a unique parking spot and decided to stop to take in the rare sight of this lake. Ray pulled out her sketchbook so she could capture this moment in her own unique way. As for me, even though I would have liked the trail to be a bit more technical, I achieved something much more important than just another symbolic notch on my dashboard. I'm sure every dad goes through feelings of inadequacy from time to time. I always question if I'm a good dad for Ray. I hope that these memories are looked back with fondness, like the memories that my father gave to me.
We arrived here right now, and there's Dad, acting normal.
When I was Ray's age, my family trips to Montana didn't involve off-roading, but they imprinted on my soul nonetheless. I look back at each trip to Montana with the fondest of memories. I remember what a badass I was at slalom skiing. I remember family members, long gone, much, much too young.
Cory, try this!
I look back at these memories and I'm so thankful for each and every one of them. My hope is that Ray will one day look back at our collective adventures with the same fondness that I have of mine. Time appeared to stand still for us. Even if this moment was fleeting, it was absolutely perfect. Life, after all, is merely a collection of fleeting moments, just like this one. I'm so thankful that we are able to enjoy places like this. It really makes me appreciate the beauty of our province. British Columbia gets a lot of exposure on many different YouTube channels, and for good reason, as it is one of the most captivating places on this planet. But what people have to realize is that Alberta ain't no slouch either, and Brule Lake proves it. Our adventure to Brule Lake came and went. This is a truly magnificent region, worthy of a sequel at some point in time. But for now, I'm looking forward to the next adventure, whenever that might be, and wherever it will take us.